Before we get into today's video, I would like to let you know, excuse me, that instead of one trick, I will be showing you three tricks. The cards I'm going to be using for today's video are just Red Bicycle Standards. I don't have a deck review on these. However, if you would like to see one, leave a comment down below. So we can start off this first effect by having the participant deal 3 piles of cards like this. I would like for them to stop dealing cards when they get about half of the cards left in their hand. So let's say we deal and they stop here. We can turn these 3 cards face up now, and we would have the participant stack up these piles however they would like. So let's say we do it like this. I would then have the participant deal the cards one more time, just stop dealing before they reach the 9 in the deck. So let's say they deal like this, and they stop right here. We turn this face up, and the rest of the cards go on top. Let's now spread to each of those cards that we have. In this case, we have the 9. If we go here, we have another 9. If we go here, we have a 5. And then if we go here, we actually have a 3. Now you dealt and you stopped whenever you wanted. On top of the 9 is one ace. On top of the second 9 is another ace. On the 5 is another ace. And on the 3 is the last ace, which may actually look pretty good. Excuse me. However, I'm not done just yet. On the bottom of the ace is one king. On the bottom of the second ace is another king. On the third ace is the third king. And the fourth ace is the fourth king. And then just to top it off even more, we have both diamonds matching, we have the clubs matching, we have the hearts matching, and then right here we have the spades matching for a perfect match. And that is the first trick. Let's get into the tutorial. So there is a setup for this effect. So what you're going to start by doing is taking out any two four of a kinds. In this case, I took out kings and aces. It doesn't matter what cards you take out. Now, let's say in this case, you would like for the aces to be revealed first at the end. What you're going to do is take any 3 aces, put those on top of the deck, and then you're going to take the 3 kings, which will then be the second reveal, and put those on the bottom. If you want to switch the reveals, just switch the setups. So the aces are on top first, and then the kings are second. And then for this setup, you're going to put the ace on the bottom, followed by the king. If you're going to switch the reveals, you're going to put the king followed by the ace, or the ace followed by the king, actually. So, once you have this set up, okay, so we're going to have the aces on top of the kings, you're good to go. Now, if you would like to match the suits up at the end, what I did there was, in this case, I took the 3 kings and I made sure they were clubs, hearts, and spades, just like this. So, chased order. I put those on top, and then I took the 3 aces in chased order, like this, and I put those on top, meaning on the bottom, I will put the two diamonds. And this is gonna be your setup. So you can start off with any false shuffles and or cuts. I will link those in the description. You're now going to start by dealing two piles of three cards, which will first be your aces and then your kings. Now the participant can deal however they would like the cards from the top of the deck, stopping when they reach about half of the cards. You really don't want them to go more than half. Let's say they're good here. You're going to turn these three cards face up, and you're going to have them stacked on top of each other, however the participant would like. The rest of the cards in your hand go right on top. You are now going to go ahead and have them deal the cards one more time. Just stop before they reach that 3. So in this case, they do have a lot of cards they can deal. So let's say they deal, and they stop here. We turn this face up, and the rest goes on top. You now say we're going to take a look at those face up cards. So you spread, and in this case, you're going to see the 3 and the first face down card on top of it. You're going to leave that with the 3, take the rest of the face up cards, or the face down, put those down, and then take the 3 and this card and put it right with it. You're going to go to the next 3, leave this very bottom card with the 3, take the rest of these face down, put those down, and then you can put that 3 down. You're going to go to the 2, leave that face down card with it, take the rest of the face up, put those down with the 2, and then you're going to go to the 4. When you see this face down card, you're going to leave it with the 4. However, instead of setting these down, you're just going to cut them to the bottom of the deck, and then you can actually put these cards down followed by the pile. So now you can actually reveal this however you would like. But if you do this right, you should land on the 4 of a kind you want first based on your setup. And then you can go ahead and show that you have the 4 kings right here. And then if you actually matched the suits up, you can actually show that the 2 diamonds are together, the 2 spades are together, the 2 clubs, and the 2 hearts. And that is the first trick. Let's go ahead now and get into the second trick. So for this, I can actually have the participant shuffle the deck, and once they are done shuffling, they will hand the cards back to me, and I explain that for this effect, we're gonna need 2 piles of 26. So let's start by dealing 26 cards. So let's just get to it faster by going in groups of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6. Perfect. So now with these 2 piles, we can have the participant really shuffle both of these piles any way they would like. Once they are satisfied, I explain to them that we are going to designate one pile as a number pile and one pile as a selection pile. So let's start off with the selection pile because that is the easiest. Which pile would you like to be the selection? Let's say this one. Therefore, cut any number of cards off from the selection you would like, turn them horizontal, and leave them down, just so we know that this is the cutoff pile. Let's say they cut this many. They can go a little more if they would like. That's fine. Let's say this many, and we leave it off to the side. For this pile, we're going to have them actually select a card. So what I'm going to do is cut cards like this, and at any time, they can actually say stop. So let's say they tell me to stop here. Go ahead and remember your card. If you would like to, you can sign the card, but that doesn't matter. Once they can remember their card, I explain that we are going to now do a shuffle called the Klondike Shuffle, just like this. Now, a little backstory behind the Klondike Shuffle is that they first did the shuffle during the Klondike Gold Rush just because it was so cold that their hands would actually be numb. So, this was the only way they could shuffle cards. So now that we have the shuffle done, I would have the participant count the cutoff cards and tell me the number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. What if I could get your card wherever it is in the deck to be at number 14? All I have to do is pick up the 14 from here, throw it into this pile, snap my fingers, and you just name your card out loud. The four of diamonds. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. The four of diamonds, correct at number 14. And that is the second trick. So for the second trick, the first thing you're gonna want to do this is 52 cards. If you don't have 52 cards, this isn't going to work. Take out your jokers, take out your ad cards, have 52. So the next thing you're going to do is make your two piles of 26. Now there are a few ways you can go about this. You could start by just knowing the 26 card, and then when it's time to go, you can just cut the deck in half at that 26 card and you're good to go. The second thing you could do is put a joker in here separating the 25th and 26th, and then you go through, you can say, let's make sure we don't have jokers, take out that joker, and then set down both piles. You could go ahead and put a crimp in the 26 card. Therefore, when you cut the cards, you will cut because it's a crimp card right there. Another thing you could do is go ahead and just deal 26 cards like I did, or you can say, let's make sure we have a full deck, count all the cards like this. When you get to the 26 card, remember it. Don't stop there. Go until you reach all the cards, and then you can just go back and cut there at the 26. I'm sure there are more ways you can do it. Those are just a couple of ways to separate the 26 cards. So in this case, I did groups of two. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6. It's up to you if you want the participant to know that you're splitting the deck in 26 and 26. So now you explain that you're gonna have one pile as a number, one pile as a selection. So they pick up any pile they would like, they shuffle it, and it will either be the number or the selection. Let's say the number. So they cut off a pile of cards and set them down. In this case, I do it horizontally just so I can tell. but you don't have to. For the second pile, they can shuffle it again, but what you really want to do is have a card remembered and on the very bottom of the packet. So if you would like to control a card to the bottom, I will leave some card controls in the description. However, if you are newer to Magic and you don't know any card controls, you can either have them call out stop like this, or you can show them the cards and then they can call out stop on a card they like. So let's say we just go with the Queen of Clubs. You're then going to have them put this on the number packet. However, you don't want it to be the number packet that they cut off from the deck. So the cards they cut off from the rest of the deck, you want their selection on the rest of those cards. That's why I put these horizontally. I hope that makes sense. So we have the Queen of Clubs, and in this case, they're going to cut off a number of cards, let's say this many. Instead of leaving them like this, we're going to turn them this way. So now the Queen of Clubs will go on top of here, because this is the number they cut off. And now all you have to do is that shuffle. Now, the story I did in the performance, I actually got from Miss Mag A22. Okay, so I didn't come up with it on my own. So for this, all you're gonna do is just take that bottom card off and then the top card off like that. So bottom, top. However, if you do this together, it will look like this. So you can see how that bottom still comes off first, and then the top goes down on top of it. And you're going to do this all the way through. Once you reach the end, you can either have the participant count the number of cards they cut off and tell you the number, or while you are doing the shuffle, you can have them count the cards and then tell you the number. So it really doesn't matter. So let's say in this case we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have them name their card, in this case, the Queen of Clubs. And we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. The Queen of Clubs. Correct. The Queen of Clubs. And that is the second trick. Let's go ahead and now get into the third trick. And this is one of those self-working sort of style tricks. So if you would like, you could actually follow along. However, I will be doing the tutorial as well. So if you want to follow along then, you can actually do that. So for this, we can start by having the deck shuffled, and then we're going to have the participant take out any four cards they can remember. Now, unless you have like a piece of paper and a pen, or actually four people, I recommend taking out a four of a kind. Unless your memory is just that good, you can remember four random cards. Just to make this easier, however, we will take out a four of a kind. So let's say in this case, okay, we take out jacks. So there's the first jack, the second jack. We're going to take out the third jack, and then the fourth jack. With the rest of the cards, they can be shuffled. That doesn't matter. We're going to take out 16 cards now. So we're going to go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and 16. So this pile of cards can be shuffled, and then when the participant is ready to go, they would place the jacks face up among this pile of face down cards. So let's say they go just like this. They push them in, and then they can give these a little mix. So the jacks will stay face up, but the rest of the cards will be face down. I'm gonna start by dealing a pile of 10 cards. But before I do that, however, if the participant would like, they can cut the cards. That doesn't matter. So let's say they cut here and they're good to go. So now I will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I would start by having the participant turn over one of the piles. Let's say they turn over this pile. I would then ask them to point to a pile to start with. Let's say this 9 of spades. And we would actually gather up all of these cards into one big pile, just like this. Perfect. Now, if the participant would like, they can cut the cards again. However, it's not necessary. So now what we're going to do is take two cards, and we can either deal these or we can flip them. So let's say we flip this pile, we deal, we flip, we deal, 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 flip, flip, deal, flip. Now, if the participant would like, they can cut the cards again. That doesn't matter. And the last thing we're gonna do, if I can get this in the frame, is deal four piles like this. So the side piles will go together, and then the top and bottom piles will go together as well. So which one would you like to start with? The top and bottom. Put one pile either on top or under the other pile. So let's say in this case we go on top, and then for the jack, we go on top as well. Finally, turn over one of the piles, let's say the jack, and now, if the participant knows how to riffle shuffle, they can actually do that. So let's say we go ahead and shuffle these just like this. Now keep in mind, we dealt cards, we flipped and turned, we cut the cards, we turned packets, we really did everything. Name the four cards you had, the four jacks. If I go ahead and spread out this pile, you're going to see we have one, two, three, and four cards like this. And these four cards are indeed the four jacks. And that is the trick. So if you followed along with the performance, just do everything I did in the performance again, and that is how you do the effect. For those of you that would like to see the tutorial, here is now the tutorial. So you're going to start off by having the participant take out any four cards they would like. Let's say they take out the four jacks. If they take out four random cards, just have something they can write down the four cards with, unless they type it in their phone. You are then going to take out a packet of 16 cards. Now, it's up to you if you want the participant to know you take out 16 or not. If if you don't if you do want them to know, you can just count out 16 in front of them. If you don't want them to know, just take out 16 in a sneaky way. So once we have these cards we're set to go, you're going to have the jacks or those four cards face up and placed in this pile any way they would like. So the four jacks are face up, the rest of the cards are face down. So in this case, you have 20 cards. Now, this packet can be shuffled. However, one thing you want to watch out for is that the jacks stay face up, but the rest of the cards stay face down. If they would like, they can also cut the cards, that doesn't matter. You're going to start by dealing two piles of 10 cards. So from the top, we will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to start by having them turn over one of the piles. Let's say we turn over the jack. You then have them point to a pile to start with. Let's say the 8. So you're going to deal the 8 and then the next card. The queen, next card, and then you're going to keep going back and forth just like this. Once you reach the end, if the participant would like, they can cut the packet again as many times as they would like, but is not necessary. Just push off the first two cards, and notice how I do that. I just push them off. I don't peel them off any. I just push them off, and I tell them we can deal these cards or we can flip them. It's up to them. So let's say they go with flip, and you're going to do this with the whole packet. So deal, 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 flip, flip, deal, deal, and then deal. If they would like, they can cut the packet as many times as they would like, and then you're gonna start by dealing one card, second, third, and fourth. And you're gonna go like this all the way through. So the top and bottom packets will go together and the two sides will go together. So you can ask them, would you like to start with the sides or the top and bottom first? Let's say the sides. Which one would you like on top of the other or on the bottom? Let's say we put the 8 on top. And then for the top and bottom, the jack will go on the bottom. At this point, you are now going to have one of the piles flipped over, let's say the 8. And now, this ending, there are a few ways you can go about it. So you can either pick up any pile you would like and place it on top or the bottom of the other pile, and you're all set. You can actually riffle shuffle these piles together, push them in, and then you are good there. Or what you can do is like a Rosetta, you can turn them like this and then have them push the cards in. However, either way they do it, if you did this right, at the end, you will have either four cards face up or face down, and they will be, hopefully, your four selections. And that is the video. So I hope you enjoyed this video of 3 easy tricks you can do. This is just to make up for me missing the past 2 weeks. So hopefully I don't have to do this very much. So if you are new here actually, please don't forget to comment or please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all next time, hopefully, with a new video. Bye.